Welcome to the Australian Business Executive Podcast, where we speak with Australia's most influential industry professionals on the business and economic development issues taking place across the country. You can stay up to date with all our content, including our magazines, podcasts and videos by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.
Today's guest is SDI Plastics Director Kulbir Dhanda. He is responsible for the strategic growth and development of SDI Plastics Manufacturing and R&D division. His role in the company also extends to international negotiations, product sourcing, and client consulting for a complete OEM solution. Kulbir has worked in Australia and throughout Asia. His professionalism, understanding of the sales process, negotiating skills, and management skills has helped SDI Plastics generate a robust client base. Kulbir, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, how did you get into plastic injection molding?
Well, that's quite easy. As a child growing up in England, I was introduced to plastics by my father. He originally started working at Kodak and was trained in Kodak through their program that they had there. He managed 17 injection molding machines in the factories there and is making over 11 million parts per month for the European market. So he was responsible for introducing the new products, ensuring their successful production for the European market. So as a young boy, I was always exposed to plastics, and I took interest when Dad decided to buy 2 injection molding machines here in the 90s in Brisbane, and could see that he was really passionate about it. His passion rubbed off onto me, and after a successful career in corporate life in the early 2000s, I joined the family business. Even though I've completed a bachelor's degree in international business and export management, I chose to get more of an in-depth knowledge in injection molding, and as a result of that, I'm a now qualified injection technician as well, so I can run the machine as well as run the business. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it.
Interesting. Okay. And what are clients coming to you looking for?
Most of our clients obviously come to us to get plastic parts made, but they range from tier 1 corporates to the mum and dad inventors. And they typically seek us out because we obviously have a reputation for delivering results, generally speaking, they hear from someone else, or it's a recommendation that we are a results producing company, and it's how we operate. It's our experience and our service and skill set is what sets us apart. We have a huge amount of knowledge when it comes to designing parts for injection molding and tool design and tool making. So they're the sorts of problems that we resolve for our clients. We take a personal pride and satisfaction in every relationship that we establish. And they really do see and really compliment on how resourceful and efficient we are.
Okay. You had mentioned your experience. Is there a focus on any particular industry segments?
Not really. The bulk of our moulding is in packaging, building and construction and industrial sectors. However, it doesn't mean we haven't entered into other markets. For example, we've got current projects running that are in the consumer, farming, medical, landscaping, vehicle industry. So we're spread across the board. So we're not limited to any particular industry. Okay.
Are you also assisting them from an engineering and design point of view to help overcome the design issues? Do you act as a partner to their growth in that fashion?
Yes, absolutely. We have to. We partner our clients, basically to understand their point of view, no matter how trivial it can be. We help them understand from our experience what matters and what doesn't. And that's why most of them choose to partner with us. We are known to go above and beyond. And a good example of that is we had a client who was a farmer. He spent a lot of money with us for tooling up on a project. He spent a lot of money on sales and marketing, which delivered absolutely nothing and left him penniless. He was going through some really tough times himself, with the drought situation inland, and we took it upon ourselves to give him a hand, and we're actually running his first production run now for him, and he's absolutely thrilled and rapt that, we've gone out of our way to help sell his product and generate some revenue for him. So, we really do take each project personally, and we do really do our best, and, our guys really do put their best foot forward when it comes to helping the clientele.
Okay. I assume most competitors offer, from injection molding the same service. So outside of that quality, are there any other areas where your service offering is distinct in comparison to competitors?
I would say, as I mentioned before, our communication and going above and beyond. Also our R&D programs that we've got in place. Clients seek and desire new methodologies to help them become more globally competitive and first to market. The way the world market is now, it's getting smaller. And our thought and process here is there has to be a better way than the conventional method. And seriously, our knowledge from the top down, we can all run an injection molding plant. My sales guy can run an injection molding machine. I can run an injection molding machine. So there's been numerous examples where we've been able to successfully make a component run more efficiently and produce better quality parts because of our complete understanding of the whole process.
Okay. We're told that Australian manufacturing doesn't exist anymore because of high labor costs and outsourcing. How have you been able to survive through this?
Well, I believe that was never true. A lot of people had that stigma around, Australian manufacturing is going to die. We've never had that opinion here. In our opinion, the wrong decisions were made by some of these companies, and I can see it actually going full circle now. Some of those companies are now returning back to Australia because it's, you get a higher level of service here, and, there's a lot of good companies in Australia that supply fantastic components, and they're competing now. And, we're happy to say that we're one of those as well. How did we survive? We pivoted in numerous areas of our businesses, strategically to grow in areas that we never developed. We've focused on having a dedicated and active executive team. I removed people from the company that were not helping with our forecasts and what we had chosen to do as a company moving forward. We cultivated blue ocean markets. We invested in R&D programs. We had strategic partnerships globally that were mutually beneficial. We looked at our production inefficiencies. We fine-tuned our VP. We automated. We did lots of different things. There's not one specific thing that helped us through that. I guess it was a downturn in Australian manufacturing. We really did pivot in many areas to change the way we do things and really become a competitive company in Australia.
Okay. You have a global network of partners, including the countries of Malaysia and China. How do you use this network to the benefit of your customers?
Good question. All the guesswork is removed. Most clients, big or small, when they go into an international market, they have to do a lot of research, a lot of market planning, a lot of testing. They have to travel there, all that time that's spent over there. When they come to SDI Plastics, they don't need an interpreter. They don't have to worry about foreign exchange. There's no negotiating skills that they have to quickly Google or read a book and find out what's the best way to negotiate in a particular country. No necessary understanding of the Asian culture. No service delivery problems. No entering into foreign contracts. They don't have to order a full container. They just don't have to worry about anything, and that's the advantage of it benefits our clients, and our clients see that. So they enjoy the fact that we continually test the market. We continually go to different supply chains. We have a different level of suppliers, and our clients can comfortably pick and choose which way they want to go.
And we don't work within that industry. So what are the trends or developments in plastics manufacturing that's currently happening?
Well, I would say the biggest one right now is the circular economy. Do you know what that is?
No.
Right. So the circular economy is basically when a plastic component is produced, bringing it back into the production process again. So it goes full circle. So it does actually get recycled and put into another product and back again and numerous times. So the actual that plastic never leaves and goes into rubbish. That's put in the simplest way possible. Now, this is happening in Europe, and there's some pretty big changes that are happening over there, and that will extend out to Australia as well. I guess from an industry perspective, changing human behaviour regarding waste, especially in third world countries, is really difficult. So the industry is taking it as a responsible mission forward to basically create what they call a circular economy. So the industry, as I mentioned, is about to have a massive change in this regard. And it's really good because whenever our environment is threatened, it's really great to see industry respond and collaborate. And there's some fantastic solutions that are coming out in this space. In actual fact, I'm going to a seminar tomorrow in relation to this and what is currently out there, and it's really exciting. There's an R&D project that we're actually currently working on at the moment. And if it comes to commercialization, our theory, our thought process in relation to it, it'll have a huge impact globally, especially even in Australia alone. It'll have a massive impact. And there's another development as well, which is a little bit older. That's metal 3D printing. So that's been operational in Europe for quite some years. We've been involved in it for about 2 years, and it's probably just coming to fruition now in Australia. So we're well and truly, understand the whole process, and we have, projects currently running at the moment in that space. So that's really going to change the industry in a big way.
Okay, I mean that is an advancement. How will that change your business, and where do you guys see yourselves headed as a company?
I guess we see ourselves going to various industries and utilizing technology, AI, the Internet of Things, and collaborating with some, really exciting tech companies. I see our client base diversifying and growing into exporting. I think Australia is in a very unique position with our foreign exchange rate where it is right now. On one way, it can be seen as a negative, but we always look at a glass half full rather than empty, and we see that as a fantastic opportunity to export some really good Australian product overseas. So, I definitely see many areas where we're growing. Our R&D department is thriving at the moment, and it's really exciting to see, how that's going to come to fruition in the near future.
Kulbir, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
This has been a production of the Australian Business Executive, a division of Romulus Rising Proprietary Limited. All rights reserved. You can stay up to date with the Australian Business Executive, including our magazines, podcasts and videos, by visiting www.theabe.com.au and clicking on subscribe.